and welcome back, my beautiful sinners, to another great video here on The Savior Show. Welcome back, my wonderful disciples, and if you're new to the channel, which is highly likely, go down below and subscribe for some fresh content here on YouTube. If you like experimental electronic synth music, go check out my music on Spotify. That would mean so much to me, and consider subscribing. That would mean the world to me, you have no idea. Welcome back, my disciples, to another great video. Now, I'm sorry I've been gone a little bit. I've actually been pretty sick, so my voice might be a little bit weird, but hey, that doesn't matter, does it? What matters is exposing the BS media and the establishment and the corporations that have gone absolutely nuclear in recent years and are pretty much taking over our very existence and our lives, brainwashing us with this propaganda bullshit. You know what's a sign of a declining society and civilization? It's bad media, it's bad storytelling, because storytelling is actually very important for us as human beings. It's what grounds us, it's what gives us purpose, and it allows us to dream and to test our boundaries. Storytelling has been with us since we were cavemen back in the ancient times, okay, where we were jumping up and down in front of a fire pit, explaining the Wagga Wagga monster that came and touched your butthole, okay? This is very important stuff, because storytelling is actually what gives our lives meaning in many ways, okay? It's not just, a piece of mindless entertainment that you can just turn off your brain to. Yeah, there's a lot of shit like that nowadays. In today's video, I'm going to explain why Obi-Wan Kenobi feels cheap, and why Obi-Wan Kenobi is cheap, why Obi-Wan Kenobi is lazy, and why Obi-Wan Kenobi is terrible and much worse than you think. Of course, as an original Star Wars fan, I wanted to like Obi-Wan Kenobi, but it's terrible, okay? Obi-Wan Kenobi is bad, beyond bad. It's absolute trash. And in fact, if you look back at my first video on this, I was one of the first YouTubers to actually call it out for what it was, because so many shills were hyping it up, saying it was going to be the next best thing. But of course, I knew this was Disney's Star Wars, and Disney's Star Wars is putrid acid, okay? That is destroying media, that is buying up all media platforms, and is basically gonna have a monopoly on all entertainment as we know it, which will make everything the same. This is of course so they can make more money, so they can have more influence with certain countries. I think you know which ones I'm talking about, where the money is more dirty but more profitable, shall we say. And it's because they can push the new progressive and woke agenda, which is completely destroying the Western world, and this new ideology that basically makes you, ironically, the Sith in Star Wars, because if you're not with them, you're against them. You're their enemy, okay? This ideology of group thinking and tribal-based mentality is so dangerous, and I've made videos on it before. I don't think we need to exactly say why this is bad, okay, and how we've seen in history this type of ideology and philosophy, if you will, destroy countries and basically give rise to powerful dictators. But we are heading towards this future dystopia where it's not, certain powerful dictators at the top. It's corporations, okay? It's gonna be like a cyberpunk Blade Runner future, and I'm not exaggerating. These mega corporations have so much power. If you like content that exposes the establishment and talks about the future dystopia and philosophy and all kinds of stuff, make sure that you subscribe to the channel right now. So it's quite funny now, everyone is calling out Disney and Obi-Wan Kenobi when I've been doing this for a long time. But yeah, it's absolute shit, okay? It's so badly produced. So let me just quickly say why it's worse than I initially realized, because I did give it some chance. I did watch all episodes. And of course, please don't go and buy Disney Plus. There are other ways you can watch and support your lovely, Star Wars wizards without shilling out to these corporations, because that's how you give them money. That's how you give them power, is by giving them your money. So don't do that, okay? It's quite easy. You can do this in safe and legal ways. Ooh, I've got to say that. Whoa. So I'm not going to regurgitate why I think Star Wars has decayed, because I've talked about it before in other videos, why old Star Wars was good and why this is absolute just disgusting trash, which is only here to push an agenda. Now, if you're not aware, Disney recently came out with a tweet saying, you know, because Obi-Wan has had so much backlash and people are calling it out for being absolute shit, apart from the absolute die-hard fans, which are just so terribly cringeworthy and sad individuals, if you ask me. Now, they can like what they like and love what they love. That's, you know, fine, more power to them. But I think it's just sad how they blindly follow a franchise that has been co-opted by a dirty, disgusting corporation, which does some disgusting things globally, which supports some disgusting things going on in certain countries. Absolute crimes against humanity stuff, okay? I mean, it's just sick. So, but hey, you know, like Star Wars Theory, you know, he just gets so excited and has to do those reactions to every little piece of Obi-Wan information. 5 reasons Obi-Wan couldn't piss right. Because did you know Obi-Wan actually had Crohn's disease? Whoa! This is information you need to know. Now, we are all guilty, you know, living in this digital age, consumed by media and absolute trash. The mainstream media supports this kind of shit because, of course, they're paid off. And, yeah, legacy media is dying. But it's just so funny now because of this new kind of world agenda of wokeism and this progressive mentality that corporations love to, you know, shill, okay? It's so funny, it's just hilarious, especially now, you know, they've all got little rainbow flags currently, but not in certain countries. I wonder why. I wonder why that is. It's just so obvious. It's not actually about fair and equal rights and, you know, everyone being the same, which of course they are. Of course, any good and sane person is against racism, is against all of these horrible social issues, but the people who call attention to it are the problem, because most sane people don't even see a problem to begin with. So like I was saying, Disney actually published a tweet saying the people who are criticizing Obi-Wan Kenobi are just racist. I can't even remember what her character name is, okay, because it's so forgettable. And yeah, I'm sure she's a good actress in other things. And this, you know, she is terrible because they've given her a character where she's supposed to be a strong and scary lady and, you know, full of hatred, but actually she can't portray that, and it just comes off as comical, especially standing next to Darth Vader. It's just ridiculous, okay? And then, of course, we all knew what her character arc would be, that she's actually just a youngling from the Jedi Temple in the beginning in Order 66. Everyone expected this, okay? And it's just so badly written. This is like a child's idea of fan fiction. It's so bad. But the thing with Obi-Wan Kenobi that felt off in the very beginning that I noticed, and I just couldn't shake the feeling, was how cheap it felt. How something was completely unnatural about it. When you look at the other movies and even the prequels, they never felt this cheap. Even Mandalorian never felt this cheap. Something was very off. It's clear that Disney doesn't actually care because they have the biggest IP in the whole world, okay? And they can't, you know, make something absolutely spectacular when it comes to its direction or its cinematography or even its CGI, and it's, you know, just terrible. I don't understand, but it feels so cheap. The choreography, the action sequences are laughable. Nothing connects. Nothing makes any actual sense whatsoever. The lightsabers don't make any sense. It's like Disney, you know, it's crazy. I mean, they have got this massive franchise, Star Wars, but they can't even learn the basic rules and foundation that makes up this universe that the most basic fan understands. It's just absolutely insulting and disgusting, and it just shows you how greedy they are because they don't care about producing a good product. They only care about the money. And what Disney is trying to say by making this lackluster TV show is we can produce absolute shit and we can still make massive amounts of profit. It doesn't matter if people criticize it, because if you criticize it, you're a racist, because now we've got this new ideology backing us so we can continue to make money and milk, nostalgia and consumers while producing absolute shit, but we're protected because all of you are actually the bad guys. So that's how new media is going to look in this future dystopian world, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm really not, because if you look at most media, if you look at all of the rehashes and remakes and, these new movies coming out 24/7, they're all absolute shit. They're all filled with bullshit, and the message is so clear, okay? The writing is on the wall. It's just absolutely hilarious where fans can actually do a better job at de-aging Anakin Skywalker than a massive corporation and studio with so much money behind them. They have so much power and influence, they could actually change a whole country's status of wealth, actually support infrastructure to help the world, but yet they use so much money to make the shit, but it still comes out as cheap and as lazy as this. I mean, that says something about our current situation, doesn't it? It seems most good ideas have died, and now we just have to live in the past of, do you remember this? Because that's a sign of declining civilization, and I'm not even exaggerating. Obi-Wan Kenobi is worse than you think. Obi-Wan Kenobi is trash. Obi-Wan Kenobi is terrible, and it sucks so bad. I mean, when I said Obi-Wan Kenobi is bad, it doesn't even cover the magnitude of just how terrible this is. Everything about it feels off, from the writing, the direction, the cinematography, and most of all, the storytelling here. It's so one-dimensional. None of it has any weight because all of these characters, we know exactly what's going to happen to them. The clear woke messaging and progressive ideology is awkwardly shoved in there. The action sequences don't make any sense whatsoever. They don't understand how lightsabers work. They don't understand how any kind of chain of command would function in any kind of military operation. It's so funny, and and what's even more funny is there are still fans defending this like a goddamn cult, which to me just makes me smile. Anyway, that's what I think of Obi-Wan Kenobi and why it's absolutely terrible, why Obi-Wan Kenobi is terrible and worse than you think, and the corporation behind it is the pure evil that I just want to expose time and time again. More people who call attention to this, the better, so, I'm happy doing this. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, my sinners, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day, make sure that you do subscribe, and peace out. Bye-bye.